What's up, Lions fans? This is your boy, The Bridge, aka the most delusional Lions fan that you're ever going to meet. All right, so first things first, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. It helps the channel grow, and I just appreciate the support. First things first on the list, Kenny Golladay, he's out for Sunday's game. What a surprise! Man, I already kind of knew this was gonna happen. They could have told us this on Wednesday. But the only thing that kind of scares me is now they saying Joe Dahl is hurt. So I'm just hoping that his injury is nothing too crazy, and like he's it's something he can just rest, not really go to practice, just rest, and come in on Sunday and do his thing, because Stafford is gonna need him. We're gonna need him, man. Especially now that Stafford's gonna need a little bit more time. Because we working with what we had last week. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So Kenny, he's out, but the good thing is Jeff Okudah, he is gonna play. So that's a good thing. And we have another corner to fill in. All right, but that's not what this video is about today. Today we spreading positive vibes. All right. So let's go ahead and get these arguments going, get these conversations going, these passionate discussions going. Because the question I got for y'all is the greatest Lions of all time. Who is it? We're going to do top three, but before we do our top three, I'm going to go ahead and name off a few. These are the ones that I know, that I've heard of, because I'm passionate about the Lions. I've been a fan for forever, so like you do research on things to see who's the best and all of this, so you can have your arguments ready and everything. So these are the guys that I feel, First off, Barry Sanders, of course, Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, Dick Lane, Chris Spielman, Lim Barney, Dutch Clark, and Bobby Lane. All right, so these are the guys that come out to me. A few of them are defensive players. They were great, and I feel like if the Lions would have kept how these guys play and like kept that style of play up and the expectations that they had, if we had a few more players like that, we wouldn't have fell off from what we was, because a lot of people forget that like early in the 1930s through like the 1950s, the Lions were the team to beat. Before they were like the Portsmouth Spartans, because we were the Portsmouth Spartans before we became the Detroit Lions. A lot of people don't even know that. And when we was the Portsmouth Spartans, we were winning championship after championship. And Dutch Clark, he led the way, holding the torch. He was the guy. The Lions organization, we actually had a big say and we were a big part of with the NFL and the pro football, are and was, because we kind of started it off in the 90s, in the 30s during the Great Depression. Dutch Clark was a big time player, they had the Great Depression and everything, and a lot of players and people couldn't buy tickets to go to games and see games. People weren't worried about that type of stuff. There wasn't a lot of hope and stuff going on, so when they seen Dutch Clark on the cover of Life magazine, that's when pro football started being looked at as okay, well, what they got going on, it started gaining more traction, and people started looking at the game in a different light, and Dutch Clark, he had a big part in that, but people forget that about the Lions. But then when you think about it, that's why we play every Thanksgiving. That's why, whenever it's, we having a good season, they try to give us, coverage and stuff, because they know we were we were the start of this, man, for real. And then in the 50s era, it wasn't no team better than us. We were the team of that decade. So I can name off 20, 30 Lions, that were great, and then give you about 15 to 20 of them that's in the Hall of Fame now from that era, because it was nobody better than us. And that's just facts. It was nobody better than the Detroit Lions in the 1950s era. But that's enough of that, because I go on all day. So let's go ahead and get to my top three. This is my top three, y'all. Y'all can make y'all top three. This is my top three. Okay, so first person I'm putting at number 3 on the bottom of the top 3 is Calvin Johnson. And people are like, what? You put Cal over, who's next? Yes, I did. For one, Calvin Johnson, he played with us for 9 seasons. He had 11,600 yards, something like that. He had 731 catches, and then he had 83 touchdowns. All right. All of those stats are second to none in the Lions organization. They're all records. All of them are records. All right. He made the Pro Bowl 6 times, and then he was an All Pro 3 times. So, Calvin Johnson, he definitely had a great career with the Lions. You know, I got mixed feelings on him because he left us early, and I feel like if he was still here, him and Stafford would have definitely had a ring by now. Just off of the offense being great alone, that's just my opinion. And then the way that I'm ranking them though is not the average way that people will rank players. I'm ranking them by heart. I'm ranking them by leadership. I'm ranking them by their will to get their teammates to play with them and for them. Okay. So when you look at Calvin Johnson, how do most people view him? I want y'all to drop that in the comments, because when I look at him, I view him as a great receiver, one of the best to ever do it, definitely the best that ever played for the Lions. But then when you go and look at, okay, did he have a lot of heart? Yeah, for sure. But did Stafford show more heart than him at times? Of course, yes. And I'm going to explain why when I talk about Stafford. Did Calvin Johnson show great leadership? Not vocal leadership, but he definitely did lead by example, because he was a class player. He didn't do a lot of trash talking. Wasn't a prima donna on the sidelines. Like he came, he did his job. Did his job very, very great. But I didn't see, when I watched the games, I didn't see him talking a lot. Like if he had a great play or something, he'd be fired up on the sidelines or something. But I didn't see him like going to guys. Like talking to him and stuff like that. I felt like he just came, he did his job, and like he led by example. He didn't really have to do much talking because his game did all the talking that it needed to do. Like his game did all the talking. Couldn't nobody stop that, man. He don't got to say nothing to you, but like being a vocal leader, like, nah, not really. But like he was a great leader, just not greater than the 2 guys I'm going to name ahead of him. And one of those points was he left. All right. So like, and then you got to look at, did he round guys up to make them want to play for him and stuff? And it's just like, maybe, maybe in the locker room he was firing them up and stuff. But like from what I seen when I watched the game, I didn't see it. I just seen like Stafford to come to the wide receiver group and talk and stuff. They'll all be nodding their head, pat each other on the shoulder and stuff, and then they'll go about their business. But it was never really him, like, having them conversations like, no, this is what we go do. I didn't see that. I could be wrong, but I didn't see that. Y'all let me know if y'all did, down in the comments. Okay, so the second player that I have as the greatest of all time is, of course, Matthew Stafford. Okay, and a lot of people might look at it and say, well, Stafford don't got the numbers to be sacking all the time, or the wins. We're not going to say the numbers because the man got the numbers. He got the yards, he got the touchdowns, completion percentage, all of that. But the wins. And that's understandable. Might be like, yo, you put Calvin Johnson ahead of, you put Matthew Stafford ahead of Calvin Johnson. Matthew Stafford ain't won no playoff games. I had somebody tell me that, talking about Matthew Stafford ain't win no playoff games. And I'm just like, and Calvin Johnson did? Where was I at? Like they were on the same team. He didn't win no playoff games. Matthew Stafford didn't win no playoff games, but Stafford got the chance to do that still. So yes, he's above Calvin Johnson, even though he only made the Pro Bowl once. Y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all think that was fair, because that was foul. I don't know how Stafford only made the playoffs once out of all the time he been in the league, because the man been top 5, top 3 in passing and in touchdowns since he got in the league. So we gonna leave that there. He got 28 comeback wins, most in the NFL. I think it's over like the last 5 years though. Then he got 34 game-winning drives. That's unheard of. So, like, in my opinion, like, Stafford, when you look at him, like, do he have heart? Yes. And a lot of people might be like, well, Stafford ain't got, woo. People just like talking trash about Stafford. But do y'all remember when the man popped his shoulder got, like, popped out of place? This is when, like, Stafford won me over. The man popped his shoulder out of place, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was his rookie season or maybe his second year. He popped his shoulder out of place. It was against the Cleveland Browns. Popped his shoulder out of place. They pull him out of the game. He like, nah. You know, he arguing with him. His shoulder hanging, bruh. Hanging. He go in, snap it, throw the touchdown pass, run back off the field. They got to, you know, take care of him and stuff. This man's shoulder was dislocated, bruh. And he threw a touchdown pass with a dislocated. Man, come on, bruh. They don't make him like that. And then, you know, like, that gets guys going. That's heart, man. Leadership. I give you one play. Week 8 against the Dallas Cowboys. The fake spike. I know y'all remember it. Matthew Stafford, he know that the time running, you know, like this is like all or nothing. You know, this is when you show your stuff. This is where greatness happens. And you know, I don't even think the offensive line knew he was gonna do this. Because when you watch what happened, they were all like getting ready to stand up. And usually with a quarterback going over the top, they all like, you know, go low, you know, trying to, but like he kind of just dipped right over and got us the win, man. You can't be mad at that. You can't hate on that. You know, like, so yeah. And then he got 41,000 yards passing. Then he got 257 touchdowns. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't ask for more in the quarterback. He just need a defense, man. He need a defense. We get a defense, we in the Super Bowl. You hear me? We get a defense, we in the Super Bowl. So Stafford is second. And of course, y'all already know who I got number 1. Come on now. Dick Lane. No, I'm playing. Y'all about to click off. No, I'm playing. I got Barry Sanders at number 1. All right. And the reason I got Barry Sanders at number 1 is because he had 153 games that he played. He was with us for 10 seasons. And this is so wild. At first, I was like, nah, that ain't right. Maybe it was like, I'm like, nah, that can't be right. 153 games, but he averaged 150 yards each game. The Lions can't even get that as a whole. Now with Adrian Peterson and Kerryon Johnson, we might be able to, you know, handle that, you know. But like past season, we couldn't get 150 yards rushing, you know, with 3-4 running backs. He was doing this by himself. 150 a game. That's crazy. He had 15,000 yards rushing, man. 99 touchdowns. 10-time Pro Bowler. He in the Hall of Fame. He only missed 8 games out of his 10 seasons. He only missed 8 games. And y'all might be like, yo, but Kerryon Johnson, he already on miss probably twice that amount. You know, like, and then it ain't like, you know, Barry didn't get hurt. Y'all all remember Thanksgiving 1993. He injured that left knee. You feel me? Like he injured his knee, man, and like he had to sit out the rest of that season. You know, but what people forget is the very next season, he came back. My man's came back better than ever, yo. Like, like he had his best rushing year that he ever had. Like, come on. The year after you was injured, like, you know, and then, like, you know, people be like, well, Emmitt Smith this, Emmitt Smith that, you know. But he was a stat chaser, yo. Like, come on. Like, Barry was great. He knew that his run was coming to an end, you know. He went out on top, you know, like, Emmitt, you know, he running, he limping to the end zone trying to break records, you know, like, like, come on, man. Everybody know Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith. Barry Sanders is definitely the better running back. That's just facts, man. So, like, that's gonna be all for the video. That's my top 3. I got Barry Sanders at 1. I got Matthew Stafford at 2, and I got Calvin Johnson at 3. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think, man. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all let me know. You know, drop some comments, man. You know, get some interactions going. But this is your boy, The Bridge, aka the most delusional Lions fan that you're ever gonna meet. I'm out.